Sunday night or Sunday afternoon broadcast. Thank you for joining us. Before we get started with our interview, let me just go over a little bit about what we are and why we do this. Hey Pia, hi Cornelia. We are all about positive pageantry and being able to highlight the amazing things that pageant title holders do with their crown and their sash, making a difference in their community. So we have title holders come on from all over the world to share their stories and tell us about the great positive things that happen with pageantry. A lot of times we only see the negatives about pageantry. You'll see the bloopers from a pageant the night before, or maybe there's a controversial question that was asked on stage, or then we've got reality TV. So this show really started on the Miss Universe red carpet, where I realized this would be a great opportunity to be able to talk about all of the amazing things that go on behind the scenes that you don't hear about and that you don't see with pageantry. So we are going to have special guest on. I see her in the chat right now, so I'm going to go ahead and click on her so she can be guested. If this is your first time joining us, please make sure that you do fan us and that you do share us and that you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and then YouTube. Hey Mackenzie, how are you? And make sure that you help move us up in the rankings so that more people can see this amazing woman and what she is able to do using her crown. So with that being said, let's hope for no technical issues and we'll go from there. All right, we're loading. Yay! Hi!
Hi! Let me fix my camera there for a minute. I had adjusted my computer. Can you see me?
I see you fantastically. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yay! All right, tell us who you are and tell us your title and then tell us a little bit about your platform.
Awesome. Well, my name is Kimi Hite and I'm your 2017 Mrs. UniverzV International. And hi, Miss Burgundy. I see Miss Burgundy on there. I'm super excited to be here. A little bit about my platform. We focus a lot on volunteerism. I love that. We focus a lot on volunteerism. Being a military family, we like to stay involved with our military. But our main focus is with the Ronald McDonald House. And it's kind of a common one, but I wanted to share a little bit why it's so special to us. I'm a mother of two children. I have a 7-year-old, Raiah, and we actually do a mother-daughter reign with MUI.
Right.
And I also have an almost 3-year-old son, Noah. So when Noah was born, I had a perfect pregnancy, normal birth. There wasn't anything crazy about it. So less than 24 hours after his birth, when he stopped breathing, it was a real shock to us.
Oh my goodness.
It was a scary moment for us. So we were living in Tennessee at the time, and they rushed him to the Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. And when he was there, the Ronald McDonald House allowed us, my husband and I, to stay there. And it was then, during that time, the 5 days that we stayed there and he was in the hospital, that we learned, they are all there on volunteerism. Everything they do is by donation. They have outside churches that come in. And during this really emotional time, I remember there was it was the first night that we were there, and it was very emotional again. So, my husband and I are embracing each other. And he stopped and he told me, and he looked at me and he was like, this place, this Ronald McDonald House, makes me want to be a better person. And I said, and I paused and I thought, and I was like, you know what, me too. And so we made it a point that once our son was out of the hospital, we came back shortly and we donated.
Oh my gosh.
We did everything there. So it's the Ronald McDonald House has a very special place in our hearts.
That is, so actually Mackenzie just said she loves Ronald McDonald's House and she's volunteered there before.
I love that.
and Burgundy says, hi, Mrs. Kimmy, Mrs. Octavia, Miss Burgundy say hi, they love you.
Hi, ladies.
So we're so happy to have you guys here. Thanks for being here. And then that's really the reason that we started pageantry now, was because there's so many amazing stories that go behind a crown, that really move a crown forward or open opportunities for you with the crown. So tell us a little bit about the work that you've done for Ronald McDonald House and other things that you've volunteered for throughout your time with pageantry.
Absolutely. So shortly after, again, our son was released from the hospital, we was maybe about a month later, he had his 1 month checkup from the NICU, and the Ronald McDonald House is like a block away. It was walking distance. So again, we both said, you know what, we're going to make a stop. And we brought cookies. And that was all that we could think of at the time. And I remember being at the Ronald McDonald House. And again, I was postpartum less than 24 hours. So
wow.
One of the things that that I remember there, being the first 2 or 3 nights there, I decided to nurse my son. And the hospital didn't have the pumps there. So everything that was there in the Ronald McDonald House was what was donated. And there was one breast pump for the entire building. So I remember, and I told my husband, I know that was a struggle. Every 2 hours, I was sending him out in the hall looking for it, and all the moms would take turns. We had our own attachments for sanitary reasons, but I was like, this is crazy. Is this something that they need? So I went back home. I knew I still had the one I was using for my son, but I had contacted my mom friends, and I said, you know what? We need to, I'm going to collect anything that's the actual machine itself. Again, the hospital will provide you with its own attachments, but I said, we need to donate this because there is a lack of that, and they don't provide that for them. So it was gathering things through friends. We went, and we were able to cook one night for the families. Because I remember we were there, and they had a church that came in, and they cooked for us. They had a bacon, eggs, and they had a 4-course breakfast.
Oh my gosh!
It was amazing. So we said, we always want to give back, so we've done that. I know Raiah, my daughter, has been involved in a few pageants that they make collections for the Ronald McDonald House. So throughout that, we've also helped collect from her school and other moms, and we always make it a point to go back. We reside actually in Florida now, so on our way out moving, we had our trailer with us, my husband's truck and my car, and we had the trailer attached. And on our way leaving Tennessee to move to Florida, we had all toys and stuff. Children aren't allowed in the Ronald McDonald House, but they do have like a little kids area that they can come and play. So my daughter Raiah, she had grabbed all her toys that she wanted to donate, and Barbie dolls and little play stuff that we donated there, and we gave back to them. So we were really involved with the Ronald McDonald House, and we're really really excited to stay involved with them. And some of the other things that we've done, again, I mentioned that we're a military family, so my husband's in the Florida National Guard, and we stay connected with our military.
Thank him for his service, and thank you for being a military wife, because it's one of the hardest jobs on the planet. So, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just want you to know that.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
We only live a few hours away from each other. I'm in Miami, so we do appreciate you.
Thank you so much. So I know my husband was deployed many, many times. So when our soldiers are deployed, especially during the holidays, but we try to do it year-round, but especially during the holidays, we'll make cards, or Raiah will go with her class and they'll make little goodie bags. Girl Scout cookies are out right now, so we get a lot of Girl Scout cookies. And we try to send the ones there that won't melt. But
yes, that's true.
We do make little care packages and goodies and stuff that that we don't realize, that we take for granted when we're here. I know when my husband was deployed, he'd be like, "Can you send me the good shampoo," or whatever it might be, and so we try to make little care packages, and we send them off to our military too.
See, and I think that is so fantastic. And for those of you just joining us, this is Pageantry Now. We're all about positive pageantry. We have Kimmy on, and she's talking about her her title, which you're going to tell us a little bit about the system too. But for those of you that are brand new to the channel, please make sure that you fan us. We do a show every Sunday at 5 o'clock, but we do have specialty 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we do have other shows throughout the week that are specialty shows. So Kimi Hite is here talking about her reign and what she does and how she gives back to the community. If you like what you see, share us with your fans. Give us thumbs up, capture moments so that more people can hear Kimmy's story too. So please, if you guys can do that for me, I greatly appreciate it. And for all the people that are the new crownies that are just joining us, we call our fans crownies, so we appreciate you being here. Hey Jennifer, how are you? It looks like your whole family's coming to visit. Awesome. We love that. So do me a really quick favor. Tell us again about your title and about how this is an internship opportunity, and so that people know more about it. Hey, Stacy, how are you?
Awesome. Yes, so Miss Universe International, MUI, is what we go by. We are an intern, so it's actually quite unique. The great thing about it is there's well, for instance, my daughter and I, we do a mother-daughter reign.
Just so you guys all know, her daughter was going to be on the show, but because of rules with you now, anybody under 13, as you guys already know, cannot be on the show. So it's not that we didn't want her here. It's just that I want to follow the rules, and I want to make sure that, you know, we're staying in compliance too, because we love being able to have this opportunity. So sorry, Kimmy, I didn't mean to interrupt.
So yes, MUI is an internship. So we focus a lot on volunteerism. The unique thing about being an intern is you're able to still be involved in the pageantry world. So Raiah does have other titles as well, and throughout her reign, we're about the second half of our reign now, but we're really excited about that. But they really prepare you and share, and it's a big learning experience along with volunteerism. And I love the fact that they focus so much on volunteerism, because that was something near and dear to our hearts from the beginning.
Right.
When we started our reign, we have learned so much. We've made so many sister queens, and we're so excited for everyone to be joining. I see everyone popping on.
See everyone popping in and going, hi. Well, the thing that's really amazing about this is that the system is Ms. UniverzV with a Z, and it's V for volunteer, or VT for volunteer talented.
Yes.
So there are people that, you know, have a talent just like Miss America, and then there are people that are really focused on their volunteerism, again, sort of like Miss America, but like Miss USA, there's no talent involved in it. So, and what makes it even more unique is that the intent for this is to help train you to be better at speaking, better at making appearances, gives you a lot more opportunities to really work together as a team and be able to help each other out, and have, you know, and more of a sisterhood, really, which is what pageantry is about. Although there's a lot of men now in pageants, so I don't want to disqualify you as well. So just we say that. Now, thank you, Kenzie, for inviting your fans. We love you. Thank you, guys. If anybody else has been on and they're watching, if you have fans, please, just the little, I can never remember. It's less than.
The alligator eats the bigger number is how I remember.
Right, the bigger number. Hey, Madison, how are you? Thank you for being here. Okay, so were you involved with pageantry before this title for yourself?
For myself, actually, no, I was not.
Okay.
A little bit about the backstory is
right.
My daughter, Raiah, again, she actually was involved in pageantry starting September of 2016. So she's over a little bit over a year. I've had previous, in my way younger years, a little bit of modeling experience, and that was actually kind of the unique part about it. And she begged me, and you know, Mommy, I really want to do a pageant. Being born and raised in Hawaii, we don't have a whole lot of them there. So that whole pageant world was completely foreign to me, and it made me a little nervous. And I will be 100% honest. There are some times that pageant has a bad rap, and we were
why we are here. This is why we have this show.
Absolutely. And we were, my husband and I were a little hesitant about that. But Raiah is all things girly, and she loves dressing up, and her personality is large. So we thought, okay, so we went to a pageant workshop. And she competed in a state pageant. It was actually NAM, Tennessee State NAM.
I'm very familiar with NAM. I've judged NAM nationals and state as well. So.
So she went, and again, it was so funny because there was another pageant mom there, and she could probably pick us out from a mile away. She's like, those are some newbies. They have no idea what they're doing. And I loved her. We became really close friends. She kind of took me under her wing. Raiah went in there, now she was a princess, so no makeup, but no hair done. You know, everything was what she learned from the workshop. She did amazing. Raiah placed top 10. And so they said, you know, are you going to do this again? She became friends with one of the girls in her division. And I was like, oh, I guess this is something that, you know, she's kind of good at. Maybe we should look into this. And it was from there that I think their next pageant was OLM, Our Little Miss.
Another great system as well. So there you go.
Awesome. And she was there. That's where we met Miss Burgundy.
I almost competed for them today. Almost. I have a broken foot, so that was, but I was thinking about it. So, because they have an over 30 division. So, anyways, go ahead.
I love that. And that's what she was the Mid-South Regional title. So we went to Worlds, I think, in January of 2017, and just over a year ago, and it was there. That was her first Worlds. Hey, hi, Miss Becca. Becca's on. That was her first Worlds, and she did great there. Again, she was mini queen, and so we were just kind of on a roll. And Miss Burgundy and Miss Octavia, they were like, we just need to polish you and, you know, get you guys going. And they came to us with MUI, and I was like, you know, I was flat. I was like, are you really? You pick Raiah? You know? And
of course.
And we have learned so much from them, and they have been so gracious. And I think with the mother-daughter reign too, it's very special because we've got to do a lot of things together, not just volunteerism. But I actually get to walk in her shoes because, you know, there are times where I'm like, suck it up. We're gonna, you know, we're gonna go. And I know it's been a long day, but we're gonna do this and we're gonna keep going. And there are times that, you know, I'm like, wow, this really does take a long time to go through the hair and makeup, and then to be be focused and no distractions. And so, being able to kind of have that, be able to walk in her shoes, and then also be able to do it together has made, I believe it's made us a lot closer. We've always been really close, but as far as the pageantry and what we do, it was something very, very special. So I love that we got to do that with MUI.
See, and I think that bonding experience, like my mother got me into pageantry when I was 16, not because, I'd modeled before that, but not because of quite a positive experience. I'd been the victim of abuse. And my mom thought it would be a great way to pull me out of my shell because I was having some issues with self-esteem. And I don't know, at 16 it was kind of the right thing for me. But it really enabled me a lot of opportunities to become more confident, to become, you know, to overcome some of the issues that I was having because I had to have plastic surgery on my face from where I was injured. And it really enabled me to understand that this isn't about, you know, how pretty you are on the outside. It's about making a difference and, you know, being beautiful from the inside out. So, you know, it really has been my life for 35 years now. I mean, I can't fathom that. I say I'm leaving and I'm never coming back, and then something will happen and a couple of years later, like, oh, okay, another one. Let me do another one. But, you know, do you see yourself continuing on? I know that you give up. Well, first tell me a little bit about your prize package, because I know you guys won an amazing prize package, and then just tell us about when you give up your title and if you are going to continue on in pageantry when you give up your title.
I actually don't have the list with me, so I apologize.
That's okay. The most impressive thing so far.
It is. amazing what we got. Some of the opportunities we got too. I'm pretty sure that you can go to our the Miss Universe website. That's www.missuniverse, UNIVERZ, as in zebra, V as in
Burgundy. If you can type it in chat so everybody can see it, because I know Burgundy's on. Anybody that's here can type it in. Jennifer, if you want to.
Yes, that would be amazing. Thank you.
Oh, and Mackenzie has questions for you. So I was talking to her last night, and she's like, "I'm coming in for the show." I'm like, "Okay." She is 16, but she has got to be one of the best judges I have ever met. So if you do go on in pageantry, she's the person to help you get ready. So there you go. Okay.
Miss Burgundy just actually typed
there
it.
You go.
Thank you so much, Miss Burgundy. I was like trying to do it from memory, and it was a little difficult, but it's easy if you can just click on it.
That's I actually have Mackenzie make comments because it's hard for me to type while I'm hosting, so you'll see stuff that she'll write too. So, all right. So, the favorite things that you've won in your prize package so far?
So far, well, actually, with LuLaRoe Kimi Hite, they were able to, for the 1 year of their reign, they get a special, wardrobe, and they get to shop, and the ladies love it. I know Miss Burgundy got to try on some of her clothes, and she actually wore it to New York Fashion Week, and I am so excited to see some of those pictures.
I can't wait. I keep looking for them. So,
like,
Miss Burgundy,
I'm like, I am dying to see those. So I'm super excited about that. I know you asked quickly before I forget if I'm going to continue on with pageantry. And I do think that it is something that we're going to do. I know we talked a little bit about Raiah, and this being my reign, it's, again, mother-daughter reign, and it's been something very special for us to do. So I think we are going to continue on with MUI. MUI has actually expanded a little bit, too. They've expanded to the modeling UniverzV Intl. So I know Raiah wanted to try modeling, something that I had done previously in the pageantry world, and so she's kind of interested in that. Raiah and I, backing up a little bit, Raiah is really involved in cheerleading, competitive all-star cheerleading. So she cheers here at Top Gun All-Stars in Orlando, and I've been involved.
I know where Top Gun started, in my gym here in Miami.
Yes, it did. And our main location is in Miami.
Well, they started in my gymnastics facility, so I know. Yeah, I know them well.
Well, and they've
small world.
Yes, it is a small world. Pageantry is a small world. Cheerleading is a small world. You put the two together, it becomes a really small world.
I agree.
And I've been involved in cheerleading for over 20 years. I've cheered in high school, college, all-stars, and then I've coached, and now I'm actually a cheer mom. So it's kind of a unique dynamic. So Raiah, a little bit.
They both involve butt glue. I'm sorry. They both involve butt glue, pageants, and cheerleading. Sorry. Makeup, hair, the whole thing. Sorry. For those of you that are not familiar with those terms, we'll do another show on that. Sorry. Sorry, Miss Burgundy.
Miss Burgundy's a cheerleader too, so
I know.
So I know that being able to juggle all that, I know that we're right in the heart of competition season for cheer right now. I love it. And we're right in the heart of cheer season right now. So I know she's focusing a lot on that. And I think that she wants to move over to the modeling side a little bit and kind of explore her modeling. And she loves pageants. She's like, Mommy, I'm not going to ever give up pageants. She goes, I love, and she does. And I do think that from her, she's been cheering since she was 4. And I think there's that being able to be on stage from cheer and that presence with the judges, that when she got up on that stage, she was like, I got this. And again, that's probably, they were like, Miss Kimmy, you just work the stage. And I have to giggle a little bit because I'm like, I think it's the inner cheerleader coming out.
Cheerleader, gymnast, pageant title holder. Yes, I all of those.
I love it.
See, I told you this is conversational. I told you were going to have fun.
Yes, it was. I had nothing to be nervous about.
All right, so she she wants to do modeling, and do you think she'll still do pageants too, or?
Oh, absolutely. I know that we're going to stay involved with MUI and volunteerism, especially volunteerism. But I know that we are kind of waiting to the cheer season over to kind of come up with a plan. Just like I said, until summer, it's really crazy with cheerleading. And so we're having to kind of juggle, and we've done things, kind of killed two birds with one stone, kind of per se. We just came back from a cheer sport competition, and is it someone's birthday?
No, those are little gifts that we can give, but Abdo is one of our fans, and so we appreciate. And so there are little things that they can give us that like help us move up. So they're kind of like likes, but they're like super likes. So that gives us ranking, because the higher we go up in the chat that we're in the hashtag that we're in, the more people that see you. And if we start trending, then a lot more people are going to see this and pop in. So we want that. So if anybody is watching, give us gifts. If you pull down in your chat, you'll see like thumbs that you can give us. You should have a couple of coins. Mackenzie's giving high fives, so we appreciate that. And then the more times that you capture, so the circle with the arrow in it like this, if you capture a moment, that moves us up. And then if you already are a fan and you want to invite your fans, so the less than symbol, if you click on that, Mackenzie's capturing moments. The more moments that we capture, the farther we go up on girls and we trend, which means Magic Rabbit, you're here. Oh my gosh, thank you for being here. I haven't seen you in forever. Sorry, because we do have regular fans that come on, and we haven't been having as many on. So thank you for inviting your fans. We are always grateful, and thank you for being a crownie. So thanks so much. Thank you, Burgundy. Thank you. See, hey, Nicole, how are you? Oh, see, now all my regulars are popping in. So let's get this show going. Come on, guys. Crownies for life. There we go. Okay. So, totally distracting. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you so much. See, applause.
Round of applause.
All right, but now not only is it cheer season, which is crazy, it's pageant season, so it's crazy. So how are you finding a way to brownies and crownies for life? There we go. Okay. Get it right, Nicole. How are you finding... Okay, Mackenzie has a question for you, so she's asked twice. So okay. I'm going to ask you her question, and we'll come back to this. Okay. Thank you, Rebecca. Becca. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you I hope you're feeling better. So Kenzie asks us, if you became president one day, actually, let's say today, crownies eating brownies. There you go. If you became president one day, what would be the first thing you did in office, and why?
Ooh, first I'm going to say, with all the controversial stuff going on right now, that is actually a very good question.
Very pertinent. Coming from a 16-year-old as well. So
yes. She put me on the spot. No.
I love that, though.
Yes, I do. I want to say, there, with a lot of the controversy that's going on right now, I think that right now our country just really needs to come together instead of be divided on, and I'm just going to say this because this is what's on the news right now with our Florida shooting. It was here in Florida, and there's a lot of controversy, and I don't want to go too into it with politics.
We want to stay as positive as we possibly can. So yeah,
and there's just, I can scroll through social media and see that, and I think as president, as a female president, no, that I think that we could have a positive instead of dividing that line on what side you really agree on, or anything that if this versus that. I think it's just, we need to come together with a common goal, and really try to come together and bring our minds together and come to that. And I think our president has the best intentions of that, and I just think that that we can all just come together a little bit more and stop that divide, because I see that so much in social media.
we need to actually work together as a team and bring some positivity. I always end my show with hashtag be kind to one another, but I really feel that that's very, very true. And I agree with you that that diversiveness that we're having right now is really polar opposite of what the goal is to bring our country together. And it's doing more damage to us than we need. And so if everybody gives a little bit, we can find a way to be able to come to a medium where we can protect not just our children, but our citizens, which is really, at the end of the day, I think the most important thing for us to be able to do. So
absolutely.
So Mrs. Octavia says that we both look amazing, so we like that. Thank you, ladies. We appreciate that. And then tell us about Raiah being a second grader and that she's just moved up to third grade, and about projects and campaigns that she's working on or that you guys are working on together.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Raiah, a little bit about Raiah. She's very unique, I know. I shared this with Miss Octavia too. Raiah was reading at a very, very early age. And when I say very early, I mean about 18 months. She had sight words.
We got to get her on Ellen. Sorry.
Yeah.
Too late. You missed that one. She's still going to happen.
And her brother's following in her footsteps too. I totally understand each child has their strengths and weaknesses. But Raiah was really gifted in the reading and vocabulary, and she enjoyed that. So she was always a little bit of ahead in school. I would always make sure she had extra work she had to do. So we had done last year, when my husband was deployed, we had done online schooling for first grade. This year we had decided to put her in a private school, and she started second grade. And I want to say about a week into second grade, her teacher had come to me, and I was like, oh no, I think Raiah's in trouble. And of course my husband's like, what do you mean in trouble? You know, she wouldn't get in trouble at school. And she was in trouble, or she wasn't in trouble. So they had asked us, and they're like, we think that she's a little bored in class. Is there something that she could do? Something else that, that we can give her? And so I had asked a little bit about, third grade work. I said, well, what kind of work is she doing? And they showed me her work. And I told them, I said, well, I believe that she could do this. And so they just started challenging her, and they pushed her up to third grade, basically in the first 2 weeks of school. So now she's still, the great thing about the private school, because it's a smaller school, she's able to stay with her peers, right. But she does third grade work. So
fantastic.
Absolutely. And she loves it. She loves her peers. That was the main thing she was worried about. She's like, Mommy, and she doesn't have a problem making friends. I promise that girl has the gift of gab from Mommy. But but I said, you're not don't worry, you get to stay with your classmates, and there's one other girl that does similar work as she does. So they get to pair up together. So she's really excited about that. And I know the other part of that question was about campaigns
or projects that she's working on. I don't know if the two of you are working on different campaigns or projects together.
Yes.
And then Mackenzie has another question for you when you finish this one too. So
absolutely. So a little bit about some campaigns that we do. So for MUI, we do a lot of campaigns. This month, actually, I believe it's on Tuesday. It's coming up in about 2 days. We have the IHOP is the National Pancake, and they pair up with the network.
Good Pancake Day!
Free pancakes! So, of course, Raiah's like, so Mom, does that mean I don't have to go to school? I'm like, no, you're going to go to school.
You can have pancakes for dinner.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. We're going to go after school, and then we'll meet up with my son and my husband. And I said, we'll go and we'll have pancakes after. So that's some of the appearances and campaigns that we work on. Some other campaigns.
Really quick, for those of you that don't know, the National Pancake Day, the proceeds from National Pancake Day go to Children's Miracle Network. They're a huge partner with the Miss America system as well, not to take away from you and what you're doing, but if you love pancakes and you want to support the Children's Miracle Network, it's a great way to do both. So congratulations on being able to be International House of IHOP for the win. Okay, so go ahead.
Who doesn't like pancakes?
Believe it or not, I don't, but there are times when all of a sudden I and we go to IHOP. So
You just have that craving once in a while. What was the other question? I know that, was it Mackenzie?
Mackenzie had a question. She said, if you could meet anybody historically inspirational, any historically inspirational person, who would it be and why?
Ooh,
16 years. She asks really hard questions, but I love it.
I need to like get a list of her questions. Oh, that's a tough one because there are so many historical, inspirational people. I would probably, let's see.
I mean, it could be current too. So just because, I mean, it doesn't have to be past historical. It could be, you know, it's Mackenzie's like.
I don't think, Mackenzie pancakes, right? I would probably say it's tough. I would want to say one of our four founding presidents. Definitely George Washington, our very first president. That just kind of comes to mind and pops to mind. Or you know, one of them, or one of the probably of four founding ones. But I would say George Washington. And I would just, again, being military family, we're very patriotic. And I would love to sit down with him and just listen to his struggles and what we all kind of know his basic accomplishments, but some of his struggles that he went through during that time, and just hear some of his amazing stories. And I would love to share with him, you know, kind of like years from now and be like, here's a look into the future. And, you know, some of the...
Is that what your vision was of when you started this country? I mean, I agree. I had never thought of it that way, that it would be obviously a conversation that goes both ways. But imagine what our founding fathers would hear about where we are and what we've become, you know, being a small... 13 state at that point, 13 colonies that came together, fighting the biggest empire in the world to become our own little country. And now look at what we've become. I had never thought of it that way. I'm impressed.
I'd be like, well, that's the thing. I said I would love to share with him, and then even get some of his viewpoints on, like, be like, these are some of the things that we struggle with now. Like, what would you do? You know, kind of ask him.
Thank you, Dave, for becoming a fan. Thank you so much. Invite your fans, too. If you're not already a fan, please. We appreciate you being here. Thank you for being part of the show. Sorry. And so you give up your title in Orlando in July, correct?
June, yes.
June. Okay, June. So tell me a little bit more about that, and again, are you going to compete, you think, or is Raiah just going to be the title holder and you're going to be in the background, or are you just going to be a pageant mom?
Well, and this is the funny thing. I had asked her, and she was like, no, Mom, if I'm doing pageants, you have to do pageants too.
Of course.
You know? And so, you know, I asked her, at first I thought I was worried about stealing, you know, her spotlight for a little bit, because this was her, and I really wanted to focus on her, something that she wanted to do. And she had shared with me, and she said, no, Mommy, I totally want you to do it again. And she's like, I love the mother-daughter range. She likes getting dressed up and, you know, of course, doing things together. And it's I will say for me too, this year, I'm so used to being behind the camera, the one taking the pictures, the one doing the primping and getting her prepared behind the scenes as pageant mom. And now this year, I've had to do that, and then I've also had to get ready myself, get myself ready. So, and I know that she's also helped me along with appearances. She's like, Mommy, I have to take a picture of you too now. Like, you need to go stand over there, you know, by the sign, or Mom, you know, we need to do. And she'll ask my husband or whoever we're with, can you take a picture of us together? So I know that we're definitely going to stay involved, and with MUI, I know that she also wants to, like I mentioned before, she also wants to transition over a little bit to the modeling, kind of explore that a little bit. And then with
pageants. Raiah took the headshot in the back?
Yes, she sure did. And it was funny because I was the one that, like, let me check it. Nope, try it again. She's like, Mom, I took like 50 and they all look nice. I'm like, it's not good enough. And she's like, and so I said, now you know how Mommy feels when I'm taking like 47 pictures of you, honey. She's like, okay. So she'll
stand. Okay. Okay. Smile. Yeah. Turn.
I was like, head. She's like, Mommy, put your shoulder down. Or she was. I remember when we were taking this picture. She's like, Mom, your shoulder looks funny. And she's like,
Oh my gosh.
So yes, we've kind of, I don't want to say switched roles, but she's actually been able to kind of see what mommy goes through also. The same thing where I've been in her shoes. So, it's also been the reverse where she's been able to do that as well. So we're really excited about that.
Do you find, okay, hold on. Mrs. Stacy, do you have any words of wisdom for Mrs. Kimmy as a title holder? Great question, Miss Burgundy. The truth of the matter is I find that if you're yourself, and just like I told you earlier today, be yourself. This is conversational. It's just friends getting to know each other. If you are real and you're acting like yourself and you're composed and, you're really out there to make friends, I think at the end of the day, that's what wins a pageant. And if the crown is supposed to be your crown, if you're competing, it'll be your crown. And if it's not, there's a reason for whatever that reason is. You don't know what that is. It's not. And it's not about wearing the crown. It's about, being a queen. And you can be a queen without actually winning a title. You can be, amazing, make a difference, and be personable and change your world without actually winning a title. And that's really, I think the goal of pageantry is to become better you. And through that process, be real. This is me. But it's true. It's like,
I love that.
But it's true. I mean, it really is. The moment I stopped thinking about getting the crown and about the prize package that I was winning, which, you think about those things. And the moment I turned it around and I started really thinking about how I used the crown to be able to change people's lives, it was magic. Everything changed. My whole world of pageantry changed. I became successful at doing it, and I stopped worrying about whether or not I fit into other people's ideals of what pageantry was. I was in the very first plus-size pageant ever. And even though I was a size 14, I wasn't small enough to be in any of the other Mrs. pageants. And critique I got that I wasn't plus enough to be in a plus-size pageant either. I was like, I'll just find my way. I'll figure it out. So be you, and make sure also too that you do your good diligence. Explore the different systems that you're looking to get involved in. There are some negatives to pageantry. We try to steer away from them, but we really want you to know what system you're getting into. So if you've got questions, ask. Look them up on the internet, check reviews, ask your friends. If you want, send me a message. I'll tell you what I've heard about them. I've been around for a while, so I'm pretty familiar. So those are the two biggest pieces of advice I can say is just do you and be the best you can be. Whether you're wearing a crown or not, it doesn't change. And, if you are going to compete, make sure that it's the right system for you.
Absolutely. I love that. Thank you.
How is that, Burgundy? How'd I do? I don't answer questions here.
You on the spot.
It's okay. I mean, there was a time when, thank you, Burgundy. There was a time when I was, you do. Thanks, Mackenzie. I'll hear about this later. Mackenzie will message me later. And I'm sure that this experience with your daughter has really changed maybe the way you feel about pageantry and taking that step into her shoes and vice versa. She gets to be in your shoes too. Now she's the pageant mama. Chocolate ice cream? Thanks, Kenzie. She and I had a whole discussion last night about whether that was chocolate ice cream or not, and I've told her it's chocolate ice cream, so that's what we're going with. Do you feel that it has made this easier or harder knowing that your daughter gets to be behind the scenes helping you out too?
I will say, I'm not going to lie. I will be 100% honest. It made me nervous. At first I was like, oh no. I was like, there are times where I was like, she's going to be like, Mom, you need to get it together, calm down, Well, there are times where I'm like, and she does it too, where I'm like, okay, I'm helping her get dressed for a pageant behind, and she's like, my shoe, it's not, and I'm like, calm down, okay, you're making mommy nervous. I'm gonna fix your shoe, let me get your gown on and zipped up first, let's not panic. And so I was worried. I was like, there are times where I have to hold it together. I know for her to keep her in focus in her right mind and not get her, because you really do. You feed off each other's energy, right. Especially backstage when you're doing a quick change. And so I know that I was like, she may see me off my off game, and be like, Mom, you're over here telling me to calm down. You're freaking out because you can't find a bobby pin or something. But I really do think that in the end, it really has helped both of us. We both really see from each other's point of view. Now that, she understands when I'm like, okay, mommy you need to, calm down, or, let's focus. I know this has been a long day. We're going to, do your hair and your makeup. You have to sit still 5 more minutes. And I would always tell her, I'm like, we always do my hair and makeup, but I'm sitting there and I'm getting my hair and makeup done. I'm like, this is kind of exhausting.
Tiring.
Like,
yeah. No one understands. Like, are we done yet?
So I'm like, it really does. It really does bring us together. And I do think that it was such a unique experience. I was a little nervous at first, but I have been so blessed for this opportunity with MUI to be able to share that with her. So I wanted to say thank you to Mrs. Burgundy, or awesome. Miss Burgundy and Miss Octavia.
Thank you so much. All right, last question, I promise, because you've got kids and you've got life, so we will get you out of here. But this is probably going to be the hardest question you get all night. How does your husband feel about all this?
Okay, so back with the pageants, when pageants were just kind of introduced into our world, again, Raiah, we went to the NAM workshop, and she had been begging. It was July, I believe it was, and her birthday's in July. So she was like, Mommy, please. It was a free workshop. So my husband was deployed at the time. And I was like, I'm going to take her to this workshop. It was easier to ask for forgiveness than was permission at the time. So I was like, I'm going to take her. It's just a workshop. It's not an actual pageant. So we went to the workshop, and it was there that I actually learned, the difference with the different pageant systems, glitz and natural and all the different types of the pageant world. And I was like, oh, it's not really what it is to be, what you hear about, it's stereotyped to be. And I remember, I think we got like a little mini magazine, and I scanned in every single one of them and sent it to him. And I'm like, she really wants to do this pageant, and I need you to look at this book. And please, and she got on the FaceTime with him because he was in Iraq at the time. And she's like, Daddy, I really want to do this pageantry, this pageant, and please. And so we agreed that it would be her birthday present. And he kind of reluctantly agreed. So at the time, and I know with NAM State, they actually have the father walk them out, and she didn't have anyone. So she had his dog.
Oh no, we froze. Okay, oh there you go. Okay. Go ahead. Good.
Yep, she had his dog tags pinned on to her number and her contestant number, and so we had a really nice dad that came and escorted her out. And I think after seeing that, and I sent him the video, we ordered the video and we sent it to him. And after seeing that, he was like, oh, it's kind of like a father-daughter ball and all this stuff. And I said, yes, absolutely. So he and her doing, and he was really, we were both blown away. I was like, I told her, and I was like, just have fun, do your best. We're here for the experience. And my husband kind of was like, oh, okay, I'm okay with this. I'm totally okay with this. Then enter, honey, I'm going to be reigning with
By the way, just in case you didn't know.
And he laughed, not at me, but he was giggling because his train of thought was, oh boy. He's like, are you guys going to be able to do this together? He's like, I hope this isn't a disaster waiting to happen. So he kind of giggled, but he was like, you know what? He's like, and to quote my husband, he's like, you are my queen in my world no matter what. So he was like, if you want to, he's like, I guess I could share my queen with everyone else, is what he said. So he's like, you deserve it. And he's been very, very supportive. You know, he's, for instance, now he took the kids out, and I said, you know, I'm going to do my interview. And so he's been very, very supportive along all this whole time, taking care of our son when Raiah and I have to do appearances or go places. So he's very, very supportive of that. So
Burgundy says Mr. John helped Mrs. Kimmy set up for the show. See, that's great.
Yes.
My husband calls himself the pageant Sherpa. Like, you know, he's like my camel that carries everything. And when Mike and I have only been together for 6 years, our anniversary is actually Wednesday. Well, we got married on February 29th. So our anniversary is the 1 minute between February 28th and March 1st except for every 4 years. But he's the one that said to me, you know, why don't you do a pageant again? And I went, do you know what you're asking for? And he's like, oh, it'll be fun. We'll have a great time. We'll go and do stuff and we'll travel. And I went, okay, sure.
Sure.
And now he's just like, where are we going now? I'm like, you know, says the man who is backstage at Miss Universe going, are we done yet? He's texting. I'm like, really? There are men that would die for this opportunity, and you're just like, oh yeah, I'll take a picture, smile, okay. Yep, yeah, okay, what was that? Oh, well, there you
really go. Fun.
All right, my love, I have taken the time away from you, and I'm so happy to have had you on. She's seen the video. Tell us how. Thank you. You guys are awesome, and we love you, and we're so happy that we have you here, and that you're part of our family as well. How can we find you if we want to find you to find out more about what you do with Ronald McDonald House? We can hear more about the Miss UniverzV and VT program, and how they could possibly take your crown at internationals in June.
Absolutely. The best place to find out and follow all of what myself, Raiah, and the rest of our sister queens do is to go to our Facebook page. If you go to Miss Universe, again, that's UNIVERZ VT, and if you put that in the search the search button in Facebook, our Facebook page, they will post all the things that we do every month. We're always our campaigns and our volunteer service. So those are some great ways where you could see what the rest of MUI is doing, as well as get some information on there. Follow us on Facebook. We also have an Instagram account on there, and we look forward to seeing you guys. You can find out more information on when I will be giving up our title, and Raiah and I will be giving up our title.
You're a forever queen. You never give it up. Once you've had it, you've always got it. So you're a forever queen.
Raiah's favorite part is crowning her successor. That is her.
That is the part that I cry at. I have a hard time with that. I mean,
she loves it. She's like, Mommy, do I get to crown? And I was like, I think so. She's like, I love crowning. So that's her favorite part. She's looking forward to that. But feel free to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and you can see all what we're doing, and follow and see what we're doing with Ronald McDonald House, and just what MUI as an organization is doing. There's lots of information on there that you can go to.
Facebook is Ms. UniverzV International. Instagram is UniverzV International, sorry. So that you can hear all about, this is really a program designed as an internship to help you learn to be better at understanding about pageantry, understanding about going into the world of modeling. It's more of a training program and designed to really help you maybe go from top 15 to winning a title, make you more confident, helping you have better skills, and Mrs. Octavia and Ms. Burgundy really take their time to, give their love and their time to develop you, and that's really what it's all about. So we are so grateful for all of you. Thank you for being here. We are so I don't like to say, I mean, we're a sponsor, but we do this because we want to be able to highlight wonderful people that are out there making a difference using a crown. So we are grateful. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any last things you want to say before we go?
Thank you, and again, be you. Like you said, with or without a crown, you are the best queen that you can be, and you don't need a crown or a sash to prove that. So go out there and be your own queen. So thank you so much for having me on the show.
My pleasure, and maybe I will see you at Internationals. It's only a 3.5-hour drive away, so
yes,
depending on my schedule, I'm not making any promises, but Orlando happens to be one of my favorite places in the whole wide world to go, so it just will depend on school classes and things like that, but we're going to try. So,
well, we hope to see you.
We hope so too. Thanks so much, sweetheart. Thank you, Mrs. Kimmy, for being here. Much love to you. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Awesome. Thank you guys for being here for another edition of Pageantry Now. We are so grateful to Miss Burgundy and to her mom, Mrs. Octavia, and to Mrs. Kimmy. And I know Courtney's been on, Becca's been on, so we are grateful. Mackenzie, we couldn't have the really hard questions without you. And Jennifer, I know it was hard for you. Thank you, Stacy, for being here. We really appreciate it too. We look forward to hearing more about this organization. We're going to have several of the other title holders on. March 18th, I think we've got 4 that are going to come on and talk about the program and what they do and how they make a difference. So look forward to that. And then March 25th as well. If you want more information, you can, like I said, you can go to all of their social media that was in the chat, or if you want to message me, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Pageantry Now, as well as their information is all there as well, so you can look at our Facebook and be able to get the connections to that. 4 in one day, I know, oh my gosh, can you believe it? We're going to try. We're going to try. So tomorrow night, tomorrow night we do have a very special edition of the show. Right now, at this very moment, the new Miss Boulder City, Nevada is being crowned for Miss America, and she's going to have her very first appearance tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to meet her, I don't know who she is. I can't give you any information about her. I don't know what her talent is or any of the stuff, other than she's competing for the title of Miss Nevada America to go on to Miss America. So if you want to join us tomorrow night, you can. I know I've got like 6 other interviews this week too. So just look on my Facebook page so you know what I'm doing, because I have no idea what my schedule is right now. And I'm very grateful that we are so busy and that we're able to highlight so many amazing men and women using a crown in a positive way to be able to change our world. So thank you so much for all that you do. I know, crazy. Again, it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pageantry Now. I will ask you one really, really great favor. We do have a YouTube channel, which is one of the YouTube channels that's smaller, that just got downsized and got unpartnered. We haven't made any money doing this on YouTube, but we really would like to be able to be partnered again, just because there's some perks that come with it. So you can find us at Pageantry Now Media on YouTube. Subscribe to us, make comments, watch some of the videos. We've had some amazing opportunities over the last 2 years to have some really fantastic people on the show and to talk about their experiences. So share that, ask your friends too. We really appreciate that. Give the YouTube channel some love. And then, of course, come back and join us here every week. And we look forward to seeing you again next time. Hashtag be kind to one another, like Ellen says. We are so grateful for bringing positivity into the world, and hopefully doing good to one another, doing good for one another, and making this a better place. Thanks so much, guys. That's a wrap. Good night. I messed it up. Hashtag be kind to one another. No, I didn't. See you guys later. Have a great night.